actually going well. Oh, we got one upgrade. So the Zerg definitely had the upgrade advantage in that. So, once again, this poor expansion of T-Bones is being absolutely terrorized. And they chase the Roach, but he brings them with some more Zerglings. This is, I actually think, throughout this whole game, this is the... Up until now, the Zerg is, like, shining. Like, oh, spoiler alert, the Zerg kind of screws up the rest of the game. But this is definitely his shining position. So if you're a Zerg in this position, what you want to do is to expand. I mean, if when the Terran Fast expanded, he basically forced a economic gain, because Zerg's first rush didn't actually kill him, so that means you've got to go into an economic gain. But the Zerg instead chooses to keep attacking. Let's go ahead and switch back over to TBone or Cam. Okay, defending his little base, let's go ahead. Oh, it looks like TBone was able to catch up. Some less than efficient attacks from Zerg helped him do that. Let's see, we're teching up. Still have a ton of gas, but we're building a starport, so hopefully we'll see like a reactor on there and throw some quick medevacs out. I don't know how I feel about this army composition. I mean, he's been seeing a lot of roaches, so I would expect a few more marauders. But let's see. Well, we can see how the whole thing pans out. Let's see. Throw the reactor. Please be a reactor. No, it's not. Ooh, ouch. Supply drop. Nobody likes to see a supply drop. It's like a knife to the heart. Upgrading, finally spending some of that gas. Reactor, fantastic. Getting more Marines, and some more Zergling harass. Probably jumped in through here. I hope that he blocks it off, and they go back there, so definitely, I'm sure you guys have played on Zelnaga Caverns before, like that is super annoying, so maybe throw some supply depots down there. To keep that from happening. Even a bunker, I think a well-placed bunker and a supply depot actually would work too. And the bunkers are always fun because you can always salvage them later, so I figure when you can wall off with something, might as well wall off with a bunker. And he puts a bunker over here. If only this had been here earlier, maybe with a little brother bunker over here somewhere, that would have kept him from having an initial fall behind. But it looks like TBone is actually grabbing remarkably ahead in lead, so, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and, I know everyone loves to watch the APM, and looks like TBone's running at about 112, which is good. And Zergy is running at 85, a little less stellar, but we all know that APM doesn't always matter that much. Okay, looks like we're getting some medevacs to deal with our ridiculous trust fund of gas. Let's see, make sure. Man, lot of Marines coming out of him. I don't know, because the Zerg's always going to be able to like grab an infestor, throw some fungal breaths down, maybe throw in a few banglings with the mix, and that's just going to melt. Unless he gets some decent upgrades. But I definitely feel like he should be having some more Marauders in this mix, just to deal with the roaches. Factory Scout, the slowest and bulkiest of all the scouts, going out to see if the Zerg, terrifying Zerg, have taken a third. And, oh my god, has he? Oh, there's creep, shit. The TBone alarms are going off. Everybody's getting laser healed. So he's probably going to run out there and deal with that. Okay, and we see some infestors coming out. That was exactly what I was afraid of. Because the infestors and the fungal growth and the otherwise Zerg sadness is going to eventually affect it. We see some utilisks. So friend TBone is probably going to have to deal with that too. Because the Zerg is definitely going for a very harass-heavy game, because, I mean, except for that 1 or 2 times at the natural, we have not seen his full army. So definitely expecting a lot of harass tactics out of Zerg. Let's go ahead and go to the everyone cam. just to see what they're doing. And yeah, see, this is what I mean by this. They really need to be expanding as we get mass spine crawler, apparently. So, another hatch at this base, 2 more hatches at this base, come on, come on. Definitely build that somewhere a little more productive. And TBone, like a hero, is going off to build this 3rd expansion, which has 1 drone mining in it, which is not doing much at all. And Zergy comes and decides to throw his face there. Ooh, no, no. Giant stim army looking like they'll Harry Potter lightning bolts over their head. And Zergy has decided to respond with more spine crawlers and more hatches in his own base. So there's some obvious deficiencies in Zerg play, and I actually think that's, like, I'll tell you guys now, that's what ends up making the Zerg lose at the end, is these, like, just goofy lack of expanding, except for when he expands into his own base, which is perhaps a secret tactic that nobody understands. But, let's go ahead and power through this a little bit faster so we can start looking at some of the overarching things I've been kind of saying the whole time, but we can go ahead and get a lot more succinct end of show summary. Looks like TBone is gearing up to take this. TBone's money, very high. Uncomfortably high, I'd say. So it looks like Zerg is finally building a hatchery outside of his own base. I'm guessing that Zerg is doing this because he's obviously not that great. Look at the energy on these queens. Not that great with his larva vomiting ability. So apparently he has learned to build a bunch of hatcheries, which is really a bad way to learn. So Zerg units going there to die instantly. Let's see. And ooh, nasty fungal growth with the health. Yeah, you can tell exactly which one suffers that. So, and those Marauders, much more formidable against that kind of stuff. So definitely, apparently TBone loading his units into safety land, which actually, first time around I didn't understand that, but I see now that he was trying to keep them from being ground attacked, but you gotta watch for like the fungal growth and stuff, and you never know when he's got some Hydras, because if they get fungal growth and like when I play Terran, I'm always terrified of putting them in there, because like if one of them falls, then it's like this crash and burn death. Okay, the fungal growth really taking a toll. Probably want to be building some more medevacs out of here with our trust fund of gas and money. Yep. And I believe he just kind of builds up for a while, getting that confidence factor that everyone loves. Oh, with his giant marine. How many marines is this? 89 marines. That's quite a few. I'm seeing Zerg building 60 Zerglings, so definitely not really going too far from the tier 1 units in this game. So probably I'd love to see a little more diversity in this. We see some skirmishes, some spine crawlers poking their pokey heads at people, and as you can tell, it's not looking good for Zerg. You see that he gets over 100 bleed, and now we just wait for the GG. And look at the drones. They could have expanded. Yeah, it's so sad when you see somebody have such a great chance and they just completely waste it. And there's the GG. Okay, so let's go ahead and just talk about some overarching things. Let's see. We touched on it earlier with this engineering bay, how that forces your opponent, jackburton, into doing one base. Which actually, if we go ahead and look at TBone's cam at this point, he saw this, which to me says not a fast expansion. Because usually you don't see the extractors out usually you don't see them out at all if the Zerg's fast expanding, so that kind of clued you in. And while yes, this is an interesting and creative strategy, somebody, I'm sure, some genius person who plays this all the time calculated that this tactic was worth 125 minerals or whatever an engineering bay costs. But it doesn't mean it's always the right thing to do, obviously. So, and we see, we'll go back to the part